All right. Hello, hello. Time to get into the recap. Let's go. So let's see here. Switch that over to Blood Bowl. I can remove that text. I no longer have a headache. That. Oh, wow. I had that headache text up the entire time I did my recapping. My replay cast. That's really funny. But, anyways, as per usual, we're going to take a look at the teams real quick. Get some implications of their level ups and their injuries, that sort of thing. We'll talk a little bit about the games and then we'll skim the games. Alright, Bridgman versus Bridgeforth. Alright, so Bridgman. Bridgman had a pretty rough game. They had a niggle on a blocker. Probably replaced. They had a death. They had an agi bust. Those are a little less meaningful. But here is the niggle. Yep, so that may be replaced. There's enough cash for it. Unless you want more bench. A dirty player got killed. It's a little upsetting. It was a really good piece. And a lineman got agi busted, whatever, you keep them around. Like, who needs linemen to have agi anyways? Except for, like, desperation plays, you stick this dude on the line of scrimmage, call it a day. Whatever. Yeah, let's see. Where is the Bridgeforth? Aha. Bridgeforth! No levels. No. Was there a level? I don't think there was. Oh, wait. Yeah, there was a white level. Was a white level. So, Teft gets strength. That's massive. It's massive. It's basically another flesh golem. Give it stand firm next. Call it a day. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's really good. So, next teams we gotta look at, and I should summarize the games too. What am I doing? This was a brutal game. Bridgman basically got pounded into the ground. They had like 7 versus 11 by the end of their turn 2. I think it was. One moment. Let me fix something on my end. Fix yourself. I don't know why that's not working, but I will ignore it. But yeah, basically, Bridgman get removed like crazy for several turns. There's like 4 of them left by the end of the first drive. Or actually, it might have been less. I think there was like 3, maybe even 2 people by the end of the drive. And then in the second half, they start 8v11 and get whittled down again and scored on. So this is absolutely brutal. Pedal to the Metal versus Fragile and Limp. This is actually a pretty interesting game. Gunner used his wizard very early in the game. Not sure how you feel about that. You gotta be more conservative with that. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Using your wizard at an opportunity where it can give you the ball? What are you doing? Memes aside, I actually really like the wizard. It was a solid wizard steal into a stall for most of the drive. I feel like Logos could have had a little bit better turn ordering and forced the score earlier. And I don't know what happened in the second half. The second half was just the Benny Hill. Like, we're going to have to skim through that. Exactly. We're going to take a look at those. So, Fragile and Limp is right here. I don't remember if there were any major changes. I don't think there were. Let's see. I think this is basically the same. Yeah, no levels, no deaths. And no levels or deaths for Pedal to the Metal either, but we're going to take a peek at the team, just get a refresher. Yeah, and this is still this is a crazy piece. Absolute insanity. But we're gonna have to take a peek at that one too. Actually, like most of the games this week are just we're gonna have to take a peek at parts of them because it's like just hella games. So then we had the Ultra Mutants versus Pangolin Madness. Oh, that's the button I meant to press. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. So starts off lots of removals on the Chaos. Like three out of 4 Chaos Warriors are out by turn 5. I think it was. And then somehow with 5 players on the pitch, the Mutants get a score, but there's just no coming back from all the removals. I think out of like 20 KO rolls, 1 player came back. So it was just like 5v11, several drives in a row, or 6v11. It's actually crazy. So then we had... Take a quick peek at these. Yeah, Codpiece, I felt your game. I felt your game. It was rough to watch. I feel your pain. I had a similar occurrence this week. Yeah, I don't think you had any levels. But we did have a movement bust on a Hobgoblin. Is that still around? Looks like not. Looks like it got traded. No M&Gs, nothing like that. Then we had Ultra Mutants on this page. Also, no levels, I believe. No deaths. No perms. Still, good Minotaur. Level up, get stand firm probably. But like this is like perfect Minotaur development that you want to see. The only argument you can make is if you go tense third or not. So, and you can argue for tense first even. But it does make the Minotaur really slow to level if you do that. And I'm liking the guard coming in. The team's getting more and more bashy against the other big bash teams and all of Rebel. Yeah, all Chaos had a bad time this week, indeed. Like, there were 2 games in this division where the Chaos got ran over and 4-0'd. And then in Div 1, I got 5-0'd as Chaos versus Skaven. Ugh. So, I feel that pain. Then we had Gold Tooth Gits versus the other ones, the Whitecaps. Honestly, first half, pretty uneventful. We're barely gonna peek at that. It was just like Orcs tried to push a cage down the field, didn't work. Turnover, ball scatters, ball scatters, ball scatters. Meh. Pretty uneventful. Second half was actually interesting. The Orcs forced a score on turn 13 and then managed a 3-point score back. Just did a run up the side with some screens. It was actually pretty well done. So let's see what we got here. I believe there might be a level on the Orc team. Cannot. No levels, no M&Gs. Troll got badly hurt though, and that was fun to watch. I think the Troll was out the whole game. Failed the regen like a loser. And then we had the Whitecaps. Our first page, there they are. And I also think no level ups, no deaths, no perms. So nothing too interesting, nothing really changes. Can't wait till we see what some of the future matches have in store. And then we're just okay. Radsandria. I have like here are my exact notes for Radsandria versus Demonic Animal Crossers. Why do you keep buying the Master Chef? You could have had a Glart or Skitter, you goof. Holy Murderville, Batman. 4 removals and chaos by turn 5. Keeps getting worse. I'm having Vietnam flashbacks. That's my notes. Just absolutely brutalized the chaos. And I felt that. I felt it deep in my soul. Lots of changes, though, on these teams, though. There's, like, 2 levels for the rats and a level for the chaos. I can't remember if there's an M&G. I think there's an M&G on both teams. But we have... Here's the demonic animal crossers. I see them. I'm clicking them. Yeah, we have an M&G there. I think it's just M&G. Yeah, M&G. In summary, exposing your best players? A little bit. But it's easy to expose your best players when you're down so many already. So it's the M&G, and then it was Thorer Fur, the Agi Beastman got a level and gets a double. Blodge, Agi 4 with the Agi 5 pickups. Don't listen to Russell. Take the chef. And here's the thing. The chef, I was watching, admittedly, I was watching in Dicetronaut, so I lose a lot of nuance. This chef may have high-rolled twice and taken all the rerolls. But I do still think that, like, a Glart, or a Bribe, or a Bribe Apo, and then an extra lineman would do more damage. You could even take, like, a second dirty player that way. Where's the other rat team? Ratzandria is... Aha! Hiding. They're sneaky. So, here we are. This is a gutter runner with a... believe it's just an M&G. Yep, just an M&G. But we also have the Wrestle Horns gets tackle. Really good level. And then Claw Horns, Mighty Blow, Stormbriven. Yeah. I would not want to go against Ratzandria on the next week, because they're going to be pretty good. Pretty scary. Yeah, that's fair. You just wanted to steal all the rerolls and high roll it? Well, you know, obviously it doesn't matter what my opinion is. You 4-0'd them. Main ball carrier on Agi 4? For what team? I think the team determines whether or not I agree with you. Yeah, I do agree that the extra arms on Agi 4 is a little redundant. Extra heads is pretty good. But you could also argue for so many other skills on an Agi 4 Beastman. Like, honestly, I might have preferred sure hands if you wanted to just pick up the ball. And I think... Did we look at Animal Crossers? I think we did. Yeah, because the dodge. And then we have Over Underworld versus Terror Sea Titans. And here are my notes verbatim. Make it stop. Not a third one. Vietnam 2 Rat Trap Boogaloo. And I will offer no further thoughts on that. We will skim all of these games. Like, I think all these games have interesting turns to look at. So I just think these are best skimmed rather than me trying to give any sort of, like, words that give credence to what happened. Because it was just insane games, and I felt pain. Yeah, Hero ran out of ones. Quick, somebody find some more. So that was Hiroto. And one second, where are my notes? Yeah. Hero had a lineman death and a level on a gutter runner. And Glart also, like, got permed. Poor Glart. But gutter runner gets blodge. That's fine. Yeah. Hero, your game was definitely something to watch. It was amazing when I'm not the one suffering from it. But it also hit a little too close to home. Then we had Terror Sea Titans. Yeah, no, nothing dead, unlike my game. I'm grumpy about my game. Yeah. Let's see. And no deaths, but there is a level on the Block Warrior gets Mighty Blow. It was one of these two. They're the same piece. You had a 0 for 5 fireball, you were diced. Ugh, that's funny. That's actually really funny. That's like a... What is that, a 1 in 32? That's... I think that's a 1 in 32, right? Because 3 is 1 in 8, 1 in 16 for 4. And I like fireballs because they're so consistent, and then that one's just 0 for 32. That's awesome. 1 in 32. Get wrecked. And I think there was... Oh. Yeah. I saw you. Your warrior got a mighty blow. It was the the 16 SPP one. Then we had Bad Seamstress versus the Crocswork Skinks. I loved this game. Turn 1, there was a dead skink and a dead elf. That made me very happy. The turn 4 score was really... Ashen Shade, I thought your scores were really wonky, but you were also against fucking crazy Dark Elves, so I don't even think it's like... I don't even think it was like a desire to score quickly. I think it was just kind of forced. But yeah, especially going against like this team. But you had like a wonky turn 4 score that felt pretty forced. And then I needed to check if there was a whiz early. And the entirety of the second half was really back and forth. I was actually surprised that JJD managed to pull it back. I feel like they got a little lucky on you. Because you went into the second half, I think 1-1, and then you were up your score. You committed to scoring earlier in turn 4, and I'm assuming that was just for against the wizard and because you were concerned about how many skinks you had left. Because I think you were already down 2 skinks by that point, so you were just trying to get in the points while you could. From what I could see, I think that's what I assume happened. Sounds about right? Yeah. Because I think if you still had 4 skinks, you would have ended up stalling a little longer, maybe until turn 6 or so. But here we are with Bad Seamstress. Bad Seamstress had a lineman with dodge die. That's about it. Yeah. Sounds about right. Then Crocswork Skinks. I was actually really impressed that JJD was able to 3-2 it. I thought it was going to be a 2-2 draw watching it. Because I think I caught a little bit of it live and I just turned it off when I saw that it was a 2-2. And I was like, yeah, end of game. No real changes here. But that is the nice quick run over. And we'll take a peek at the games here in a second. Just check the leaderboards. So, Crocswork Skinks still at the top, followed by Terror Seed Titans also with 3 wins, bunch of 2 wins, some draws, and yeah, this really isn't that bad. Like, even the demonic Animal Crossers can probably come back and make it into like the 5s or 4s if they just get like a win streak, but people on the bottom really starting to feel some pressure. Especially if nobody can stop Ashen Shade from winning games. Be like JJD. Just punish the skinks. And I pressed the wrong button. And I don't think I'm gonna do predictions besides like a basic overview anymore. I don't want to keep track of my predictions. I don't have much fun that way. I don't even think I'm gonna do predictions. Predictions are lame. Everybody does predictions. I'm nice and unique and do nothing. Ugh. But yeah, for like 2 of these games, I wrote down some turns to look at, and like every single other, I was like, skim most of the game because wild. Like, I don't know what y'all were doing. Like, were y'all on crack? All your games are crazy. And you're what? What do you mean you're what? I mean, like, you're a chaos team. People can try to stop. You're just gonna have some bad dice one game, and that stops you. People have to try to make the stunty team, the stunty agi teams lose. People just have to throw dice at chaos. Like, shit, you lost 4-0 this week. Do I really fear you not being able to be stopped? I don't think so. Let's see. What turns was it that I wanted to look at? I wanted to look at the turn 1 and 2s. Skip these setups. Skip the quick snap. And pretty much immediately, gonna go boom, 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 removal. Yep. Mighty blow on the dirty player. Pal, dead. Not dead? I thought they were dead. Yep, that sounds about right. No assist fouls are like... When no assist fouls work, it's the most, like, enraging thing to happen to me. It just makes me really sad when it works. Like, AV9 fouled, like, you're more likely to remove your own player than to remove me. It's just, oh, I'm so sad. Yeah. Already down 2, and then the next turn, be down several more. Oh, yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse, don't worry. And after turn 2, we're going to skim a little bit, and you'll see how this game went to shit so quickly. Poor Pez got brutalized, just like the Chaos teams. Something, Chaos lives matter, and Burt lives matter. Systemic violence against the Burts. Also, I still really like the cheekiness of the strong arm on this Blitzer. Yep. Claw Mighty Blowwolf does some violence. Already down 3 Burts. And this is a no bench game, so this was 11 versus 11. So every removal is massive in a no bench game. Yes, poor Chaos. Poor Chaos. Feel sympathy for the Chaos. And then get the foul, I'm pretty sure. No foul. Could have sworn there was another removal on turn 2. Maybe it was a turnover. I can't remember. Oh, there it is. I found it. Yep. So down 4 already. And has a rough time stalling the cage. Go a little further. I think it was about the end of Burt turn 4 I wanted to look at. Still only down 4 a couple turns later. There's the 5th. It was a good positional as well. Guards stand firm, tackle. Basically, we're playing 3 blitzers in a dream. We get a fend piece on the ball. Fun stuff. I don't believe that the flesh golem comes and does anything interesting. There it is. Surfing kills. And now it's a game with a bench. And then we actually see a decent turn from the birds coming up here. And then we skim because it's all sadness for Pez after that. Yeah, and that was a good bird too. Like, oh man. But it's okay. You just get a random lineman level up again, get another dirty player that way. It's actually like, I know Hero got like his 8th MVP on a lineman that was like a dirty player. I think it was Hero. Somebody messaged me about it. And I know I have a dirty player that's like niggle, move busted, and just won't die. But like you can't sell him when it's like it's a dirty player. I just keep fouling with them and they get sent up. They don't die. They're not on the pitch long enough. Yep. And then at this point, there's not really anything the birds can do. Had a decent attempt. Oh yeah. Whenever you give a dirty player a kick, it shortens its life by twice. It's twice as short. This is the app though. It does work. I know future opponents are very sad that worked. Yeah. Then Bert's 6 versus 11. They go into their drive. They're 8 versus 11. But that very quickly gets rectified. We try to progress up the field. Where's the ball? Oh, yeah. It's the thrower. Yes, exactly. And then somehow the flesh golem ends up with the ball. Was that an interception? Yeah, this was like the desperation play. I do like this positioning of the werewolf too, because it's able to cover everywhere that the blitzers are able to go. Ha! It was an interception. That's funny. But yeah. And then from there, the birds basically have, like, no chance. Just put the ball in a cage. Not quite able to free it up, not getting good enough dice. Palmer's not getting the removals you need at this point to come back in. Almost gets several good hits on the ball. But it does end in a 2-0. That is that game in a quick slideshow format. And then I want to see the wizard. There was an early wizard here. Gunnar was really proud. I think it was a pretty good one, if I remember correctly. Because again, my basic philosophy with Wizards is, if I'm a bash team, throw a fireball at anyone that dares cage against me, more or less. If I'm an Agi team, anytime that I would go for a sack on the ball, I would use the Wizard. More or less. Or if there's like, if anyone dares cage against me, boom, fireball. I do that a lot. And it works more often than it doesn't. Because just like getting 5 people in a fireball, you get 5 potential Mighty Blow hits. You get knocked down on a ball, or a chance at the ball, that sort of thing. I also I just don't like the 2+ on the lightning bolt. It makes me sad. Very shallow kick. Loses turns. I just want to skim this a little bit. Interesting attempt on your natty. Yeah. There was like a little hokey pokey that goes down. Wasn't there? I remember. Like it was like a frenzy hit, and like your natty went around in a circle. It was funny. Well, but look at it this way, Shaggoth. At least you won't be murdered like the rats tried to do. Imagine if Wood Elves had Claw. Double 6 is no longer just strength. You can also take a mutation on anybody. Yeah. Pickup successfully failed, indeed. Honestly, I might have thrown a fireball there. But I understand your restraint. That's a juicy 5-man fireball. But if things, depending on what goes down, it's still hard to get the ball. So like I understand not doing it either. But man, it's 5-man fireball. It's like an en passant in chess. More often than not, if you en passant, you've made a bad move. But you're so excited to en passant, you don't evaluate whether it was a good move or not. Yep. Here goes. Here goes. Lots of hit on the natty. And it goes down. Probably would have pushed the kicker. Stop the hit. Here comes the foul. Boosh. Bonk, bonk. And I didn't hate that fireball. It does get the ball down. Does get several hits on players. And if you were going to go for a ball, the ball that turn anyways, I think it was a good move. In a meat cube, you could also argue that Wizard was correct. But I don't hate the fireball at all. Got a little unlucky on some of the rolls. Only 2 out of 5. I also think that the rear players were not really as enticing. So I almost would have gone bolt there. But I don't think either is wrong. And then I feel like this is about where Logos makes some errors and does improper turn ordering. 'Cause that's good. That's great. Get the jump up hit. But then, like, how do we threaten the ball? Like, we hit a War Dancer on one die, that's... Nah. That doesn't get us closer to the ball. And then we used a reroll on a loner? And we had a loner to move still. Yeah, so that was a pretty big mistake. And you'll see it again here on the next turn. It's just not enough effort made to threaten the ball. And we loner reroll a second time rather than doing proper turn ordering. Like, we could have moved so many pieces before moving with this. And also, marking a Wood Elf just doesn't do much. Like, you've given a 1 in 36, unless you're going for the blitz, then that makes more sense. I'm assuming that is what was going on. Yeah, that's like, if Logos was correct, then yeah, just hit something valuable. But when you fail to hit the thing valuable and just like fail the GFI, giving what else would love to stall on your own offensive drive. So I think this pretty much was the half there because of that. Just poor pressuring. And then, Gunnar, would you like to explain what happened in the second half? Because I sure as hell don't know. So, we start out. Wood Elves Drive. Also, did you have any temptation at all to just go for the natty one turn? And just be up 2 points? Did you consider that at all? You have a natty. You could set up to get a chain push or two to remove some GFIs, hand them the ball, and just run it in. Worst case scenario, you don't get the chain push. You don't need it anyways. If you can tell me how to deal with an 8-4-5-7 wedge. Well, being 2-0 up is pretty good at dealing with Witch Elves, I'm just saying. Because then, like, what are they going to do? They score fast? Oh no, now you have another chance to one turn? Because I also think that if you do the one turn, or even just like just a 2 turn, right? Have the natty up here somewhere, safe but protected. Hand them the ball, and then run it in on turn 2. Oh yeah, and then this gets chained, doesn't it? Into jump up. I'm assuming, or something like that. I can't remember. Why re-roll that? It's strength 4, right? and has jugs. I don't think that hit needed to be re-rolled. Well, I think it is safe in the fact that you can keep your piece just like anywhere in the range of it's able to score, right? So from LOS to a couple tiles in, pick up with somebody, and then you have the threat of the score, even if you don't. So like right here, imagine if this was turn 2. This piece was already here. Witch Elf goes to pressure the ball. Now you've handed off, and you've scored. Boom, done. Run it in. Like, I just highly recommend having your piece ready to score if you're not one-turning with it. Because just the threat of having it in scoring range, but the ball's on someone else, gives you so many options. So much for your opponent to deal with. And then this part is really unfortunate for you. I will admit that. So you get done moving. Oop, skipped it. Yeah, the 1 in 12 blitz is concerning, but you don't just hang your catcher out to dry. You give them some support. But also, it's like not 1 turning is also fine. Setting up for the 2 turn is the pixel huggy way, in my opinion. And actually, what you could probably do with the natty, you start them all the way back here, and you just run them up to like right here on the next turn, right past your own line of scrimmage. Yeah, let's see. And the ball comes over here, and they trip on the GFI. Then we mark a loner. We mark a loner. Now everybody has the ball over here. Somehow there's a witch elf. Nobody really understands what's going on. Like in most instances, this should be a score for the dark elves here, or the wood elves should get it out of here. Sidestep is a good skill. And then the snake. Stun. This should be a score. Like, quite frankly, Logo should pick this up and run it in. Or at least, like, consider it a good bit. Get in a cage. Yeah, but it didn't feel very good. So now it's no rerolls versus, I believe, no rerolls? Going for the draw, I think. It's just a little strange to me, but also, like, just high respect for the natty. It's whatever. But I think as a team with a 8-4-5 witch, you can go for the win, especially when so many pieces are KO'd, and the other elves didn't have a reroll. But then like it gets silly. Oh yeah, you both had some vital snakes. You also won, so it's easier not to feel bad about it. 3-2. Gets the 1 die, gets the POW. And then, like, this silliness happens. No reroll elves, just battling it out. I bet it did. I bet it did. And I think realistically, you should just score here and go for the win. No reroll Blood Bowl. Just trust in your team. You've got more players as the Dark Elves. Don't have a natty, but the 1 turn is so much harder without a reroll. I believe this is like what? Wood Elf, like, leap play. Boop. And the ball goes over here. The Dark Elves pick it up. Then the Wood Elves sack it. And then Gunner wins. Yeah, that was a second half for sure. Like the first half was pretty good, pretty standard. Second half, when the world's going on. And I think we have several click-through games. We're just gonna click through them a little bit. Yeah, I wanted to look at turn 2, and then I had skim. Like, actually skim rather than be baffled at what's happening before my eyes. Because I think it was something here. Might have been a lot of chaos pieces being removed. Yeah, because right here is the danger piece. Codpiece wants to get rid of it. Gets the bang. Yeah, indeed. I also feel it was partly, Logos just didn't score. Just refused. And then bonk on the one die. I don't know why I wanted to look at turn 2 so bad. But then we skim a little bit. Then charge over there. Down to Beastman. Pretty aggressive positioning. But it's kind of like Chorfs kind of do that to you. You wanna group up to defend against the Centaurs, but grouping up is good for the Chorf blockers. And then if you split up too much, the Bull Centaurs just kind of wreck you. Also, I am so upset with my Minotaur right now. The past 3 games, they have failed every single wild animal on 2+, and that's made me really sad. Well, they've succeeded a couple, but never the ones that are, like, for hitting the thing right next to them. So annoying. It's like, do you know, I've already getting criticized for you. Every time you wild animal, you make me look bad. Croxagores never had to deal with this shit. Everybody loves Croxagores. Tentacles doesn't work, but yeah. And then we get into a Murder Bowl here. Down 2 players. I think this is the turn where it all goes to shit for Codpiece. Gets the pro. Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, keep a look at this KO box. It doesn't get better. I think one player comes back the whole game from the KO box. And nope, no babes or nothing. Oh, an animal 2+, very unfortunate. But it is your best killer at the moment, because it's the only piece with claw. Skip over. Skip over. 4 in the KO box, 3 of them warriors. Bang, bang, bosh. Bang, bosh. You see, I love the Minotaur for the tentacles. Like, the tentacles always feels good. But sometimes, when the Minotaur acts up, it's really annoying. Makes me sad. And then, I'm more impressed by... This somehow scores. There goes another. Down 5. And if that GFI worked, this was gonna be pretty brutal to fix. I'm pretty sure you just end up dodging off, don't you? No, you take your hits first, then you dodge off. That's fair. You kind of need the attrition to come back into this. You don't get it, but I like the idea. Then this goes in? Yeah. So that is Codpiece's score. And then we watch Brutalizing. Because all these KOs stay out. Go to turn 9. All the KOs still stay out. And let me tell you, one Warrior Chaos does not feel good. So, then the Chorsk come marching in. They bring the ball. They remove more pieces. And then all the pieces are still out. All 3 warriors. So it's 6 against 11. I think it's 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, 6 against 10, but still. Chorsk come marching in. Take the ball to the end zone. That's the ball game. I felt that one. For the most part, we're not gonna watch much of the first half on this one. It's the first half. Really, nothing happens. And then, like, both the Skaven games, we're gonna skim through a little bit. Like, I'm gonna manually click through because it's sadness. Brings up bad times and bad vibes. Unless you're a rat couch. But yeah. Orcs pick up the ball, they put it in a cage. And the cage does not really progress past this point. Chaos 19. Yeah. This ball doesn't do much. Comes back, gets stuck. The orcs getting split up, definitely a problem. Prado has had this problem multiple times. Just getting the players all split up as an orc team. Not where you want to be. And then it looks pretty good there, but then the ball gets sacked. Oh, we'll skim through it all. We'll skim through it all. Hey, I had to play poor Chaos. I'm already sad. What do you want from me, Gunner? Oh. First half, pretty uneventful. Not really much happens. Nothing really stays out. More dicings. Fair, fair. Ugh. And then I think it was around turn 13, there's a forced score. Yeah, the Necro, not the Necro, the Undead, just kind of stick around for a little bit. Troll goes out. Nothing else really does. Make a break for it. Free ourselves back up. And then Prado does in fact force the score. Comes back with the strength 4. Brings the lineman, gets ahead here. I actually almost like the push direction here for the scatter a little bit more, but no matter what you do, it's going to be hard to defend the ball super well. I think the dodge and reroll is fine. I didn't pan out, but if it works out on the 1 and 9, 90%-ish play, you come down here, you mark the ball, just make it harder to pick up and score. Which the Necro do, in fact, do. They pick up the ball with the Ghoul, run it in. And then we see decent performance from Prado on this 3-turn score. So that's the first removal. Interesting. First removal with the drive. Set up a 3-dive. Another removal. These LOS hits definitely helped. Then I believe it's a hit on this white. No, it was the mummy. It was the mummy. Not nearly as exciting. I couldn't remember. I thought it was the white. Bang. And then the Orc comes up here, hangs out for a couple turns. Necro try to get some position. Orcs move up. Get their screen set up. And this is pretty hard to stop from here. The Undead do give it a good try. They go for the Ghoul dive, which is pretty low odds. But it's kind of what you're forced to do if you're trying to prevent the tie. If that one die is a POW, it makes it easier. Do go for the surf. If you make the 6+ with the actually, there's tackle. That's just a straight 6+ and 2 red dice. Never mind. Yeah, decent tie. And then we're gonna skim through the pain. And I do, in fact, believe, unless I'm mistaken, does have a Master Shelf. Yeah, so it does steal 2 rerolls. 1 reroll gaming for Revert. So, Shallow Ball scatters into the line of scrimmage, goes backwards. 3 dies with the strength 6, as you do. Hits a couple other punches, removes the player. Happy days, happy times. I do think that it is super wild to me putting a full cage against a wizard so close to the rats. Especially, like, if this was behind a screen, like, if there were 2 more players here, like, this is pretty much fine. Or, like, up here, it's fine. That is the MNG. I would have thrown the wizard there, to be honest. That is a removal right there. Strength goat gone. And that's like that's the icing on the cake right there. Just no assist 10 plus into Kaz removal on the killer. It's the... Who cares about the chaos actions? We know they're just gonna get pummeled. That was the whiz. I think it was that a lightning bolt or a fireball? Because I don't actually see it when I use Diced or not. It was a fireball, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And it's a fireball into a Kaz on the other killer. Yeah, so down 2 warriors, both killers, and a strength 4. I really like the fireball there. I liked it on the first turn, but I also respect holding it off 1 or 2 turns just to get into a better position to, like, score and stuff. Yeah, just absolutely brutal handling of the chaos. You gotta be more careful with your rerolls. You only have 5 of them. Yeah. Go. Chaos tried to do things. Nobody cares. Rats get up. Rats do pounding. Rats give pain. Yeah. Rats getting removals in every single game. Fun little bounces. And that should be the ball secured for the first score. Just bounce. Swarm over the ball. No real interesting removals since then. I think it stays like that until the second half. Because 3 of the scores happen in the second half. It's wild. So, rats are all the way up there. Down a couple rats. Down a lot of chaos. Chaos have 1 bench, but that's not really going to make up for much. And there's a world you convinced me that you're supposed to go for the surf on this warrior. But also, there's a better Mighty Blow target. So, like, why bother dealing with the Strength 6 when you could just run away from it? We do see the full stall. Mostly full stall. And Chaos are down 4 on the pitch. Rats are down 1, because I think they both had a bench. Going into the second half. And Rats do use that to full effect. Rats pick up the ball. Rats punch some things. Rats get punched a little bit. Rats score. And then rats score 2 more times in 4 turns. Playing against 6 players. They go, they pick up the ball. They run it in. Yep. And that's how that game went. Shagoroth, I actually was trying to keep the ball away from the rats in my game, and I just couldn't. And I had a worse score than yours, and I didn't just go for SPP. It was crazy. So sad. Yeah, and we will see basically the same thing here. I think this one's a little less egregious on a naked 10+ foul. Which, oh man, that must have felt so good when that worked. Casual 10+. Tote your opponent. So this one. Here's got the ball. Hanging back. Chaos not able to advance too much because it's easy to get ran around. Meanwhile, losing 4 players already. Come for a hit on a gutter runner. It's not amount to anything because gutter runners are made of steel. Still holding on to the ball, still got a pretty standard cage. Now, just a million chaos are out. 1 rat out, and it was from a foul. Tentacle's not holding anything. No killer on the pitch for the chaos. It really makes this game hard. Tentacles get a removal. Yeah, and going into the next drive, like, no players. I believe here it does get the full stall. Or mostly full stall. Nothing comes back. Just 6 chaos on the pitch versus full team of rats. Rats do pick it up and score. I'm pretty sure. Mistaken. Maybe? No, I'm not mistaken. Let me hand off here. Sweltering Heat does not really help much. But all the KOs come back. Unlike Gunner's game where nothing came back. So here I think you're SPP farming at this point. No, maybe it's still going for the score. Yeah, you're still going for the score, and once it gets stolen here is where, ooh, tripwire? I believe that was a tripwire. Yeah. Then the rats, they run it in. And then they do it again. Just show that they can. And then, last but not least, we have an actually interesting game. Not that the other ones weren't interesting, they were just more one-sided. Oh, it was Bolt? Oh, okay. Let's see, I had... Failed the GFI with reroll. Okay. That's what I thought happened. Snaked it. Then I had turns written down for this, I thought. Nope, I was very good with my notes. I just wrote skim. I wanted... Here at the beginning, Skink gets taken out pretty much immediately. I think it's on the next week. Already down 2 elves. Yep, elf already dead. And no bench, so JJD's already in a little bit of trouble right out of the gate. Lizards just maneuver. And lizards just want to get into a cage, ball up. Ideally. And boom. Skink dead. And you know, I'm pretty sure as most Lizards players, losing 1 skink's not the end of the world. You just gotta be careful with the rest. Once you get down to 2 skinks is where things start getting tricky. 1 skink and you just, like, gotta protect it. No skinks and you hope you're already 2-0 and win the game that way. Yep. Nothing too crazy. Then, I believe this is the turn we go for the breakthrough. Prehensile's Hail is like a skill that's there for aesthetics. Sidestep. Sidestep. All these elves up in the pitch. And who was it playing Shade right after the recap? Who were you playing against? Was it Copies? Who messaged me? Cannot remember. Was it Gunner? Codpiece. Gotcha. I have a little bit of energy. I might try to cast it, but I make no promises that if I get tired, I'll cast the whole thing. So, there's the second skink gone, and this is where it gets really sketchy. So, Shade just decides it's a little spooky. Only got 2 skinks, gotta keep them safe. Just goes ahead, gets blitz, gets up here, and then goes ahead and scores on the next turn after that almost sack. Then JJD down 3 players. See some hits. Yeah. With the Wiz especially. I was actually surprised the Wizard didn't go down there. I can't remember. I think the Dark Elves score. Not quite familiar. Got this piece here. It's not in scoring range. You hit it down, so it's still not in scoring range. Though, if you didn't get a POW there, if you didn't get a POW there, that was actually really sketchy. Because it could have just been a handoff score. Potentially. No, you still had other pieces. You could have fixed it. I take it back. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's only turn... It's going to be turn 7. It's not already turn 7. Yeah, I remember now. It was like a... You go for the pickup, and then the lineman just stands up and scores. Something silly. See that here in a second. Or maybe it was the witch. Witch goes pop. Did you consider break tackling to come and mark the ball? Just because it's an Agi 5 witch, I think break tackle up to here might have been the right play. But you were just gonna pick it up on the 1 and 9. Just a little unfortunate. Kept trusting in Blanche. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just get super cautious around Agi 5. But that was actually, like, you did really good at preventing the score. Just Agi 5, Elf picks up the ball after a failed pickup. You do you. Sort of thing. Then JJD with only 8 players against only 2 skinks. Actually an interesting lizard game. Something, throw mock shade at the lizard player again. I don't actually hate watching lizard games, I just don't like playing them. Don't watch the next turn. Forget the break tackle exists. Yeah, that's actually not that much pressure, I don't think. 'Cause you're gonna attempt to hit the tackle away, but you don't need it to go down. Actually, you do need to hit it from here, though. That is important. Yep, then you guard the scoring threat. Get some basage. Like bringing in the tail. Gets the 3-die, which goes down, but it's not out. And stunty dodge, GFI dodge. So I liked the score, and I feel like it should be around here that I stopped watching. Yeah, I kind of watched here and assumed there was going to be a stall with so many Dark Elves out. Well, comparatively. And like, this is still feasible. Skink picks it up. And JJD still has the wizard. Stunty fails a dodge. Rerolled a loner. Had 4 rerolls though. And this is the kind of turn where, if you're gonna go after this ball, just zap it. Because if we zap that, we'd still have the witch still to pick it up. No, and like, depending on where it scatters, we just score from there, right? Put the lineman up here and score that way. Didn't end up needing to use the wizard, but the wizard makes the play so much more consistent, and that's why you have the wizard to make a sack play more consistent. So I must have stopped watching, like, right around here or something. I don't know. Turn before. When I first saw it. And then I saw it again when I saw that it was 3-2. Wizards starting with the ball. Break, tackle, dodge. That's where the lightning bolt comes in. I mean, I don't think accepting the tie is right, though. When you have 3 rerolls to 0, 3 elves out, like, I think most of the time you get the win here. I think it's actually well done by JJD to prevent that. And this blodge step is annoying, and you don't have enough players around to make this a surf. Do you? Do you? I don't think you do. You need four players to make it a guaranteed surf? Or to actually surf it? I mean, this could come up here, but it's like stunty dodges on a loner just to get the surf, and you just make it 3-die most of the time, I think. Can you make it 3-die with the string 5? Or 6-die set it? Just take the tackle with frenzy. It does get her into scoring range, though. But it didn't matter. And the ball is down. Mark a thing. Make it roll dice. Pick it up with sure hands. Honestly, stand right here. Yeah, like, even now, like, I feel like this is usually fine. Yeah, because I think if you're standing here and you get blitzed, you can put the ball in a less dangerous position. And even here, it's like surprising that this game ended in a win for JJD. Even though, because that's like what, 3+, 2+. Wait, how did this win? Yeah, because you should screen this off, right? Oh, that's what happened. The skull. Yeah, this should come up here. This should come up here. Screen stuff off. Yeah, I think you're just going for pickups with sure hands, and you're just trusting in the 1 and 9 to not happen. Because this is the second time that happened this game. So just next time, you just need to bring up your insurance piece to screen, and it would have been fine, I think. Because if you had just moved this piece, get that tackle on there. Yeah. Because then you just got unlucky here. Yeah, and like that's fine, but like you also need to cover for the failure. Just a little bit. But even with the failure, that was just unlucky. Like, I don't think that was bad on your part at all. But are you all in game yet? Yeah, six pushes on the... Yeah. Let us see. Um, on second thought, it is 9:30 at night, and my wife is just about to come home from hanging out with her friends, so I'm actually gonna hop off and get ready to go to bed. Because I am actually pretty drained. But I will definitely watch this game at some point after it's played. And if it's worth watching, I can even watch it on the a replay stream. But that being said, congratulations on the round. Good luck in the next one, and commiserations for those that need it. And y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next week.